Welcome to this short yoga stretch. We'll begin coming to a comfortable seated place. So depending on hips, we may want to have some props. We might want to sit on a rolled up yoga mat or on a block. And that just helps give a little bit more space for the hips. So if we're feeling a little tight or we just want a little bit more space, we can use that. So just coming to a comfortable seated position and allowing the hands to rest. They can be in the lap, maybe on the knees, palm down or palm up, whatever feels comfortable. Then starting to lengthen the spine. So we're looking for ears over shoulders, over hips. And we'll just start with a couple of shoulder rolls. And then going the other direction. And then let's take those shoulders up toward the ears, rolling them back and sliding them down the back. Just letting those hands rest and allowing the eyes to gently close. If we'd rather, we can keep the eyes open and just take a soft gaze forward. Just allowing our focus to go within. Starting to come into our breath, allowing our breath to create that separation between our practice and anything else that may be going on around us in the rest of our life, anywhere off of our mat. Just allowing that breath to flow freely. In yoga, we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose if that's comfortable. So the important thing is that we're breathing, not holding the breath. Just allowing it to flow. And then as we inhale, allowing that breath to fill from the bottom up, as if we were filling a pitcher with water. Filling into the belly, the ribs, the upper chest. Then as we exhale, emptying chest, ribs, and belly. Noticing the gentle rise of the belly on the inhale. Noticing the ribs expanding. Noticing the lift of the chest. And as we exhale, the chest releases. The ribs knit back together. The belly settles. Working toward evening out the length of our inhales and our exhales. So however long the inhale is, allowing the exhale to match. And as we're ready, starting to link breath with movement. And as we inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, releasing hands to heart center. Just pausing for a moment. And then going into the next breath, inhaling and reaching the arms up. Exhaling, hands coming back to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Allowing our arms to move with our breath at our own pace with the breath. So you may be moving a little bit more quickly or slowly than I am. Just finding that rhythm with the breath. And the next time we inhale, let's keep the arms lifted, reaching those fingers long, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, feeling that length all the way up the side body. One more inhale here. And as we exhale, allowing your right arm to float down, reaching the left fingertips toward the sky, the right fingertips reaching down, lengthening through that left side. Inhaling, taking both arms up. Exhaling, releasing hands to heart center. Again, inhaling and reaching up long. Exhaling, left arm this time, floating down, relaxing through those shoulders, reaching long through the fingers of the right hand, reaching down through that left arm. Their gaze can be up or down, maybe toward the front. Inhaling, both arms coming up. Exhaling, releasing hands to the heart. This time we'll inhale, reaching up. As we exhale, taking a gentle twist, left hand to right knee, right hand behind. As we inhale again, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhaling and gently twisting. Not too deep just yet. Inhaling, here to stay. And then exhaling, releasing back to center. In the other direction, inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhaling, right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Inhaling, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhaling and gently twisting. Inhaling, here to stay. Exhaling and releasing, coming back to center. From here, we'll inhale. As we exhale, letting that chin come down toward the chest. Just releasing through the back of the neck. And on an inhale, coming up to center. So whichever leg is in front, we're going to switch the cross. And if you've been sitting on a block, if you want to take that out, feeling free to do so, or keeping it in. Inhaling, sitting tall. Exhaling once again, letting that chin settle down toward the chest. On the next inhale, rolling chin up toward the right shoulder. Exhaling and releasing down. Inhaling up toward that left shoulder. Exhaling down. One more time in each direction, inhaling. Exhaling back down. The last one, inhaling. And exhaling, releasing down. With our next inhale, looking up. Just pausing here. Inhaling. This time as we exhale, letting that right ear Release down toward that right shoulder, feeling the stretch through the left side of the neck. On an inhale, coming up to center. Exhaling, left ear, left shoulder. Breathing into wherever we feel any tightness, any resistance. Inhaling, coming up. One more time, exhaling toward the right side. Inhaling up. Exhaling toward the left. And inhaling back up. From here, let's come on forward onto all fours. In all fours, we're finding, our wrists directly underneath our shoulders, knees underneath those hips, fingers spreading nice and wide, creating space between the fingers, bringing our weight across the fingers, bringing it out of those wrists, starting to move through our cat-cows as we inhale, lengthening that heart forward, crown of the head and tailbone lifting toward the sky. And on an exhale, tucking the tailbone under, rounding into our cat. Inhaling and lengthening into cow pose. Exhaling and rounding into our cat. As we inhale, allowing those shoulder blades to squeeze together. And as we exhale, allowing them to separate, creating space between them. Inhaling and that tailbone lifts, belly releases. Exhaling and we tuck the tailbone under, pulling that belly button in toward the spine. At any point, if it becomes uncomfortable for the wrists, we can always make fists. If we need a little bit of extra padding for the knees, we can double up the mat, whatever we need to make it comfortable. Let's do one more in each direction. Releasing back to our neutral spine. And let's go ahead and sink back into our child's. Allowing those arms to slide forward, relaxing shoulders away from the ears. Just pausing here. Hips settling back toward those heels, maybe shifting, maybe opening those knees even as wide as the mat, giving those hips a little bit more space. Options here if we want to use our block to allow that forehead something to connect with. We can always stack our fists instead, or perhaps bringing the forehead down to the mat. Again, breathing into wherever we feel any tightness, any resistance. Noticing that breath as it fills into the back of the body. From here, starting to lift ourselves up, walking the hands back toward the knees, coming into a low squat. So starting with just rolling onto the balls of the feet and maybe lifting and lowering those heels. And so the heels may come down to the mat, they may not. If they don't, it might feel good to use a rolled up mat, something to allow those heels to sink down. Just allowing those hips to open, maybe shifting side to side. And then maybe settling in. Taking a low prayer squat, just breathing here. Then if this is too much on those knees, feeling free to modify, perhaps coming into a higher squat, maybe just leaving this out, going back to that child's pose or some other comfortable place. Just noticing where we feel tightness, noticing what we may be holding on to, letting that exhale carry away any resistance, any tightness. And just noticing where we feel this. So right now I'm not feeling much in my left leg, but my right leg, I'm feeling this up into the hip joint. I'm feeling this in my calf. So no judgment, just observing. And then as we're ready, slowly coming out. And let's go ahead and swing those legs around. Again, if you need for the hips, maybe sitting on that rolled up mat. I'm going to take the legs out, shake them out. And then maybe this time coming into the seated hero's pose. And so again, we can always use blocks if we need something to sit on. Allowing the fronts of those legs to lengthen. Hands can be resting palm down or up, maybe just resting in our lap. Then starting to feel that length through the fronts of the legs. And let's take a nice shoulder stretch. From here, as we inhale, opening the arms, opening them nice and wide, opening through that chest. And then on the exhale, we'll cross right arm on top of left, just giving ourselves a nice big hug. And we can stay here in this shoulder opener, or maybe taking our eagle arms. So with eagle, the palms may connect, maybe just the backs of the hands. So sitting nice and tall, letting those hips settle, lengthening through the crown of the head. Breathing into any resistance we feel in those shoulders. And on an inhale, letting those elbows lift. Exhaling, settling them down. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and lowering. One more time. And now starting to circle the elbows around in one direction. And going the other way. Pausing here to center. Inhaling. Exhaling and releasing the arms. Just shaking them out, rolling the shoulders, whatever feels good. And going the other direction. Inhaling, taking that nice chest expansion. Exhaling, crossing left arm on top of right, giving ourselves that big hug. And then either staying here or coming into some variation of those eagle arms. Breathing into whatever resistance we may feel. Letting that exhale carry it away. Inhaling, lifting elbows. Exhaling, releasing them down. Again, inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and lowering. Last one. Starting those circles in one direction. And then the other. Pausing here. Inhaling. And then exhaling and releasing. From here, we'll come back to a comfortable seat. Again, using whatever props we might need to make it even more comfortable. Just rolling the shoulders, adjusting that neck, and taking final few breaths, just sitting here, eyes closed, or just bringing that focus within. And just noticing that breath. Following that breath as it flows in and back out. And as any other thoughts come into our mind, acknowledging them, I know you're there. Then setting them aside for another time, another place. Simply watching that breath. Noticing the belly. Noticing the ribs, the shoulders. Noticing the subtle movements of the body with the breath. Feeling that breath as it flows into our nose. Maybe feeling it in the mouth, the back of the throat. And then noticing any differences in the feel of that breath as it flows back out. Whenever we're ready, starting to reawaken the body, bringing movement in whatever way feels good. Let's all take one last deep breath in together, inhaling, sweeping the arms to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you as we say namaste.